Good evening, brothers and sisters, dear friends of Veronica of the Cross. And what an honor it is to celebrate this holy woman's life and to remember her this weekend. It truly is a privilege and honor. And when I was reviewing Veronica Victim's soul in preparation for this brief reflection, and I certainly urge you to do the same, it really is phenomenal. I can't think of enough superlatives to describe this holy woman's life, her victimhood, her suffering. It is absolutely incredible and inspiring as well. And I remember, good people, back in 1979, 1980, the first time I visited Veronica, right over there. It was Deepdale Hospital, right off the LIE. It's now an office building. But at the time, Veronica had just had surgery. And you won't believe this. She actually had been carrying a gangrene gallbladder for many, many months. I seem to remember like 6 to 8 months she was carrying a gangrene gallbladder. The doctors were shocked. They couldn't believe it. They said, there's no way you could survive something like that. The toxins leak into your system, and you're dead 10 times over. But needless to say, they removed the gangrene gallbladder and a gallstone the size of a golf ball. That's just one incident of many, good people, that demonstrate this woman's capacity for suffering. And I certainly know it very well. I mean, I was on the phone nearly daily for many, many years with Veronica of the Cross, obviously a privilege and honor. And so I got a very intimate glimpse into the life of a saint. But we could spend a week or a seminar on Veronica's suffering. I think Our Lady's excerpt or message of September 27th, 1986 says it well in just a sentence or two. My child Veronica, I know you felt that you were asking the impossible of you to come to the grounds this evening, having spent your life bedridden and in torturous suffering. Let me repeat that. Having spent your life bedridden and in torturous suffering. Now that's a statement from the Blessed Mother, who I think you and I know had a little torturous suffering herself. That's quite a statement from Our Lady referencing our beloved seer. But in preparing for this little talk, good people, I thought there's one virtue or character of Veronica, let's say virtue or gift of Veronica, that really stands out, and that you and me are going to need a ton of in these last days. And that is courage. That's what you and I are going to need a boatload of. And you can see this all around you. I mean, you can see that the church is plunging deeper and deeper into darkness. Just in the last few days, the last week, we heard of a cardinal that for the first time in the history of the church, a cardinal had to resign from the College of Cardinals because of clerical sex abuse. Unprecedented. And now we just heard a couple of days ago that Pope Francis is apparently changing the perennial teaching of the church on capital punishment. And you heard me right. This is what we're hearing and reading. And apparently, I'm not misspeaking here, because within 24 to 48 hours, no less, the LGBT, or the homosexual movement, you saw the headline screaming that if the Pope can change the church's teaching on capital punishment, then it can change the church's teaching on homosexual practice. And who else wants a slice of the pie? Women's Ordination Conference? Intercommunion? With the list is on and on. It's a slippery slope down into hell, good people. And so that's why we need to consider or reflect on the courage of Veronica of the Cross. Our Lady has asked us. Veronica, as you know, was a defender of the faith. Our Lady said that we must be unswerving in our faith. That's Our Lady's words, unswerving. And that we have to be true warriors. St. Michael, please help us. St. Michael the Archangel, please help us. Veronica did all of this and did it in such a wonderful, beautiful fashion with grace and dignity. And just by the way, good people, all of you know this, but sometimes we have to review this, and some people need to be informed. But Veronica died a Roman Catholic. She was buried out of her local church in Rockville Center, and she was buried in her family plot in Mount St. Mary's, which is in the Brooklyn Diocese. But needless to say, good people, we need to imitate this great woman. It's not easy. It's not easy to be Veronica. It's not easy to be a seer, a victim soul, a prophet, to be abused, oppressed, slandered, calumniated. That takes enormous courage. She passed the test. She passed the test in flying colors. No question about that. She was faithful and true and to the end. And so, good people, if you take your faith seriously, if you really want to be faithful and true to the end, we certainly encourage you to invoke that champion, Veronica the Cross, so that you can be faithful and true like she was unto the bitter, bitter end. Veronica the Cross, pray for us.